One of the things that gets me really excited about where we are right now with video and broadcasting is that this doesn't just have to be a local thing. This can be worldwide now. We have a worldwide audience right at our fingertips. What can we do with that? It's so important that right now, given the state of the world, given the state of things, that we create content as artists that seeks to uplift and not tear down. It's not just important right now, it's essential for artists to do this. This is our responsibility, and one that I take very, very seriously. I hear a song that turns my head and storms the calm of mostly dead. So I wake to find folded sheets of crooked lines. Ooh, oh, oh, oh. Oh, where have I been? Where have I gone? Away from here, way too long. Shake me up, shake me down, and steer my feet for weathered ground. Give me one hallelujah, a seed to sow this barren field, a sigh that blows right through you, to sing just one hallelujah. When trouble calls, its wounded sound, the trumpets roar will shake this ground. There need not bend, no bones to break, because I kneel for heaven's sake. Give me one hallelujah, a seed to sow this barren field, a sigh that blows right through you, to sing just one hallelujah. So let me sing a song of love until the hand comes from above to take me home and give me rest till that day, these tears to bless. And give me one hallelujah, a seed to sow this barren field, a sigh that blows right through you, to sing just one hallelujah. Just give me one hallelujah, a seed to sow this barren field, a sigh that blows right through you, to think I'm one hallelujah. Oh, oh, oh. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to, this is our One Hallelujah barn restoration fundraiser night. And I'm so glad you decided to join us tonight. With me, as always, is my multi-talented wife, Carrie. But I didn't even want to make you talk because she's doing so much tonight, you guys can't even believe it. Anyway, so the reason we're here tonight is to raise money for One Hallelujah and to sort of continue the restoration of this barn. And throughout the evening, we're going to tell you why that's needed and why that's important. There's a lot of ins and outs to this. You know, we bought this barn just about 7 years ago, and you know, we felt led to do it, and we thought that all it really needed was some cosmetic repair, but it turned out to sort of be the ride of our lifetime, sort of taking us on a journey through just tremendous difficulty. But by the grace of God, we were able to put this building together on the inside. It took us years. We had to take it down to nothing in order to do that. And you all showed up and helped us turn the inside of this place into something really, 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 really spectacular. Do we want to show some of those pictures now, like to show people what we're talking? Okay, so so just so you know, we were sort of always, our intention was to do what we had to do to the inside of this building, and make it great. And then ultimately we would turn our attention to the outside of the building. And so we sort of poured every single thing in doing the inside, making this wonderful little concert space that many of you have had the chance to enjoy. I mean, we did 3.5 years of sold out shows in here, and so many of you got to experience what we're doing in here. And so our intention was to then turn our attention to the outside, and then the pandemic came, COVID came, and not only took away all of my ability to make income outside of this place, but also the ability for you to come here and enjoy what we're doing. And so all of that stopped. And so we were then informed by our insurance company that we were going to be dropped unless we did something to the outside of the building. Now you can see this first picture shows the siding of the building. That's a good one. So what happened was this barn from a distance looks like a board and batten barn, but it's actually, it was originally, and then at some point that siding had deteriorated to such a degree that they covered it with untreated plywood, and to make it look like battens, they put up like lath strips. You can sort of see them peeling up there, and you can see the 2 layers there. But all of it at this point has degraded to the point where the insurance company they weren't having it. So because of the deterioration of the wood, we're not able to paint this building, so it has to be resided. And so that came upon us very quickly, and we didn't have a remedy to do it. And to do that project alone is in excess of choked me up. In excess of $20,000. And between that and the pandemic and not being able to play, that just wasn't possible for us to put together at this time. And so we got to thinking about this being the home of One Hallelujah, which I'm going to tell you about a little bit later in the show, how that all plays in. But this is going to be the home of One Hallelujah. It is currently the home, but it is going to be moving forward under the control of One Hallelujah, our nonprofit that we started. There's more to be done. Obviously, that's a perfect example right there. So that picture is the back deck, which is literally falling off the building. We've never been able to even let a soul walk out there. And that is one of the main forms of egress that we need for the building. So that's another thing that has to be addressed immediately if we want to continue doing things here. and we want to expand our capabilities. Some of this stuff, it's about safety, it's about insurance, it's about things that aren't just cosmetic. But then we got to thinking this place could be something really special if we all came together and were able to create the outside grounds to look like, see, now this is the view from the back. You can see this picture. This, if we were able to really address these issues, this is what you would be looking at from a rebuilt back deck, and it would allow this building to be more self-sustaining and not be in danger so often financially. We look at this picture and we see what's possible, So tonight is about fundraising for this project and all the reasons why we think that that's important. And I also want to let you know that we are all in on this. I wouldn't ever ask anything of the audience or of the people who have shared in this space that I wouldn't be all in myself. So Carrie and I have made the decision, once again, in the interest of a new frontier, is to sell our home, to put everything we've got back into this building. We were a couple of years ago, a situation arose that allowed us to move to a house down the street. And we had some plans for it, and we had some really grand ideas, but we didn't foresee this pandemic coming. And so we thought, we want to make sure this building is safe and secure and wonderful and able to produce amazing things for many years to come. So we thought, all right, there's a great old quote from Mark Twain that says, put all your eggs in one basket and then keep an eye on that basket. So that's sort of what we're doing. So know that we are all in. And so whatever you decide to contribute to this dream moving forward, we are as invested as we could possibly be. So we would take great care with all of that. So tonight, here is how you donate. What we've decided to do is use GoFundMe as the platform because it has such a wide reach, and everybody knows about it. So right now we have a fundraising campaign that we just started, which is active. It's active on GoFundMe right now. There's a QR code on the screen next to me. All you need to do is actually take your phone right up to the screen with your camera app open, and it will take you right to the GoFundMe page. And we would love it if you could donate throughout the show. If you feel moved to do it, if we find a way to express to you clearly what we're doing and it moves you, we would love to just see what we can do tonight, what we can put together, because we believe so strongly in what we're doing here. And the story is going to evolve throughout the night. So stick with us. Watch the whole show. I think it will be worth your time. So yes, GoFundMe. And also you can send a donation by just traditional mail if you like. You could even just text us or send us a message here. Make just a vocal pledge that we could then contact you about later. You could do that through any of the various, our chat on YouTube and our chat on Facebook. Am I covering everything? I had a lot to say there.
I know. I think so. Through email too.
Bulky.
Yeah.
But yes, through email as well. But let's see what we can do tonight. I mean, you guys know what we're about. If you've been watching this show, you know that this is not something, we don't take this is not a frivolous thing. This is not ego-driven. This is not, this is about creating something to last that is meaningful, that lifts up in a time of what has been a lot of struggle and despair for a lot of people. And this is a chance to sort of see what we can do, our little community that we've created here can do. So, yeah. So one of the things we're going to do here is everybody who donates tonight through GoFundMe is going to be entered in a raffle for a guitar that was donated courtesy of Stutzman's Guitar Center. It is a Jasmine guitar worth $200 with a case. So make sure when you donate through GoFundMe, put your name on there, unless you feel really strongly about being anonymous or you don't want to be entered into the raffle. Put your name on there, and all of those names will be entered into a raffle, and we will do that drawing on next Wednesday's show. So this GoFundMe is going to be up all week long. We're going to go from Wednesday to Wednesday. But we really want to see if we can have a bang here tonight and do something great. because we're also going to be telling you about what our nonprofit charity is going to be doing here in this building. Did I get it? How am I doing?
I think you did.
I don't usually have these many important things to say. Usually I'm just riffing.
I think you hit all the points.
Did I hit all the points?
I think you did.
Also, you can always go back and watch this show if you forgot something that I said. Okay, so I had been trying so hard to find a way to express this in a concise video. And our friend Alex, one of our board members, was here, and we recorded, even with a teleprompter, I put out all of the bullet points, say this, say that, tell people about the exterior of the barn, tell them about all of these different things. And I watched it back, and I just wasn't me. And it wasn't telling the story, and it wasn't expressing the heart and the faith that is in this project. And then I was noodling around, and I found a video on my computer. And this video it says everything that I wanted to say without saying it. So I don't think I should set it up any further than that. We're just going to play this video now. So yeah, take a look at this. Sometimes you just know you're supposed to do something. God gives you a little nudge and says, I got you, don't worry.
Up there. Yeah. I want her to go downstairs. I'm going to stay right with her. Yeah, but not Emmy. Wow, this is the fireplace. He do that? Wow, that's gonna be a fireplace.
Yeah.
Wow. Dada, what's up there take us? Up there.
That's
gonna be where your bedroom is.
yeah.
Yeah, I will go look up there.
You want to go check it out?
Yeah, I will go check it out up there. That's the very top. I'm gonna be late.
Okay.
And wait, look, that's gonna be our kitchen.
That's right.
And that's where we're gonna make our dinner food.
Hey Gracie, look, I can see you from down here.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
Hi. And we now it's a party. I think this is.
That's a big bathroom, isn't it?
Yeah. What does that take us?
Oh, these are where the bedrooms are.
Wow. Long as I don't get split. This is careful stairs. Can you hold my hand?
Sure.
But this is careful stairs.
Wow.
This is careful stairs.
Check it out. Well, everything's empty right now. Don't go back out of there. You don't have to hold her. It's safe up here.
Yeah, but we want everything to go downstairs.
Let me know.
Watching. I saw Emmy. Oh, now hold Emmy.
Honey, don't worry.
This gonna be our bedroom playroom.
This big room.
Yeah. Look at that place.
It's a closet.
And now let's go play. I'll turn this off. Maybe this can be our playhouse. Maybe this can be our playhouse.
Well, I watched that about 400 times while we were editing it. And I didn't think it was going to get me again. Now these two sweet girls that you saw in that video are all, well, they're not all grown up, but they're this big now.
Yes, we're close.
I'm sorry, your Dada should be a little more professional than this.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's settled down. Embarrass me. Anyway, the girls, we put together a special song, you know, throughout doing these performances over these last, of this last year and a half. The girls have sung once in a while, and they always do a beautiful job in upstaging their old man here. So I thought we would try to do that again here tonight with a beautiful hymn that was requested. And yeah, so we're going to sing a great old hymn for you.
On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame. And I love that old cross where the dearest and best for a world of lost sinners was slain. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame. And I love that old cross where the dearest and best for a world of lost sinners was slain. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown.
Yay!
Great. That was great.
I love so much.
All right, so we've got another video here for you to see. What we're going for here is all about the experience of the listener, about the audience member, that person who's on the other side of the camera. So they can feel like, for example, if they weren't in the room, so they could feel like they were in the room. And the people who were in the room to then see the experience that reflects what they actually felt that night. What I wanted to try to go for when we built this place was a true listening room, something that you just don't see around here very often.
Finally found you.
Stories are young and old. Words can be bought and sold. These are my reasons.
This whole experience has been so organic. So much of it happened without a specific plan, but the dreams were very specific. And so I thought, what if we made a studio where all of that could happen quickly? So when the creative bug strikes, we can be recording right away, we can be writing right away, we could be shooting video, we could do a performance whenever we need to, or whenever we want to, or whenever I have something to say.
Love is my way. Say, 'cause you are my story.
You whisper in my ear, you barely breathe, but I can feel your voice surround me.
I just had to have faith that what we were doing, using whatever knowledge I had, that was going to be the outcome. And what has been such a miracle with this place is that in all of those areas where we were required to have faith, that faith was rewarded in abundance.
I'm old. Carry me softly. So
we want, when people walk into this room, to think, I've never seen a musical performance quite like that. I've never felt as at home in an audience as I did tonight. I've never felt that connected to the performer. You know, people are so hungry for something that's real and sincere, I think. I am.
So here, I drown where I stand. A careless heart, careful hands, 'cause you are my story. You are my just a moment till it wraps its arms around you.
That's exciting, you know, when you realize that you're giving people something that they actually want, or even better, something that they might need. I mean, you can only ever just try your best to do that and lay out who you are sincerely. But when it works, it's like magic. It's like a miracle almost of connection. See, now I thought I was going to play a song, and now I'm going to take a request. What would you like to hear? Anybody have something they want to hear? Don't say hallelujah yet. Actually, I know what I'm going to play.
Whenever the road is long.
What do I do when I get to the end of the rainbow here? And what is the end of the rainbow? Is it the finishing of the building? No, that's like the beginning of the story. There is a story in every board of this building. It wasn't just about building a great space. It's about what we do in that space.
Listen to the sound. somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. There's a land I heard of once in lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, the skies are blue, and the dreams you dare to dream do come true. Whoa, someday I'll wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops high above the chimney tops. That's where, it's where you find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds flying, birds fly over the rainbow. Why can't I? Well, someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops high above the chimney tops. That's where you find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why can't I? Whoa, ooh, oh, oh.
Well, thank you. We've got a couple special people in the room here tonight. Among them is a very special guest, a wonderful friend, and someone who has been a source of calm and I'm not even sure what words I like to use to describe you. They change. But I'd like to introduce my dear friend and advisory board member for our One Hallelujah, Mr. Mark Anthony.
Greetings.
And you can't see this right now, but Carrie made a lovely little graphic that has your name on it and your
Right here.
title. It's there right now. So, Mark, thank you so much for being here tonight. And I just wanted a chance to... We lose picture?
We have an overheating situation.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Okay, it's back to you now.
Okay. All right. Well, what we can do...
Apologize, our camera has overheated, which is why you can't see Mark right now.
I'll come up with Chris.
We knew that there was going to be some kind of
course.
technical thing. Actually, you know what? Why don't we grab that handheld microphone? You have to hold down the button on the left side of it. The left button, you got to hold it down. Sweetie, the wireless microphone, do you have that? I think it's either in... Is it... We'd have to turn that on if we were going to use it. All right, see? This is what happens when you do a live show.
It is.
You have these things. Okay, and then we've got the receiver right there. We're just trying to get through here. The receiver, which is right next to the sling. Yes. Do you need to turn that on? Power button's all the way over to the left. Okay. And I believe, I'm not sure what channel it's in. Well, I think, what's that? I don't know that we can, it's taped, no, I don't think we can get that one up here. Just unmute a couple of channels. We'll see which one that is.
Yeah, let's keep talking here.
Yeah, give a tap on it.
Give a tap on it.
As soon as we hear it coming out of the speaker, we'll know.
All right, what about this
There it
one?
is. There we go.
There we go.
We got it. See?
First
I knew,
try.
I knew it was worth doing.
This is cozy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, you're not in the light.
No, we're good. We're good. We're
I want
good.
you-
I don't need to be in the light.
Well, anyway,
Too old
so
to be in the light.
Mark is one of my absolutely dear people in my life who just means so much to us and what we do here. He's been a supporter of One Hallelujah and of my music and this building and since day one. And I just wanted to give you an opportunity to tell the audience, because if I'm asking the audience to get involved in what we're doing here, I thought who better, because you and I didn't know each other before a concert where you heard me play, and then sort of it evolved from there. So I wanted to just sort of ask you, sort of in front of them, what it was that made you want to get involved with what we're doing.
Well, I thought I'd do it in the form of a song.
No,
No, I'm just kidding. I can't close my eyes and
That's
sing at
fine.
the same time. So
I could play.
no, it's okay. No, it's really. It was really a very unique story. I'm going to keep it really short because I could make it really long. But I heard about this guy Chris Wilson and his great voice, and being affected by music in my life, having a mother who was a concert pianist and debuted at Carnegie Hall, and a love for music, I thought I'd come and visit Chris, and saw his show and went home, and next night I got this little message from God saying, give him money. And I'm not typically getting that kind of message. I'm usually, but that's another story. So I thought about it for a while, days actually, and the message kept coming through, and then I started to negotiate. I says, well, okay, how much? So
I didn't know about the negotiation.
No, yeah, it was a negotiation, believe me, because it was new to me, and I wanted to make sure it was a clear connection being made here. So it started out around $50 and got up to $100, and it wasn't sufficient. I kept give more, and it got up to this pretty big number, and I just trusted it and did it. And after I did it, we connected, and I came out and I walked around the barn right about the time it was being finished, and heard the whole story and the message, and it connected with me because all my life I've been looking for a connection with things I can get passionate about and that I believe in and that has value and substance. And I thought, what a nice way to go about giving back to community and supporting community to support this young man and his family and the obvious commitment and effort that they've made to make the world a better place. And over the years, I've come to know that was exactly the right decision to be made because I've experienced it every time I've heard one of Chris's shows. And I'm so grateful to be a part of the movement that he has visualized and the mission that he's on. It's a gift to me. And it's tough for somebody that has such a great gift to ask for support because it's kind of counterintuitive to the giving aspect. Chris is giving all the time, and so I want to make a passionate plea to everyone out there to give to this gift, because if you're like me, you've experienced it in your life, and there's no better way than to give back, and then we can become the gift too, and raise everybody up. So it's cool.
That means so much to me, Mark. Mark's been just, like I said, you and your wife Nancy have just been just wonderful support. And it's been. Originally, I was uncomfortable. Like if you watch some of the early videos of what I've done and whatever, where I realized we had to ask for some support, I felt uncomfortable with it. But then I realized there's something so much more special about building it with a community than just doing it on your own. Because if you're just doing it on your own, ultimately it's going to be driven by ego, or it's going to be driven by things that are, at best unhelpful, and at worst not great. So I thought, that changed like the thought to me. I want our community here to see what could be done with this little quarter acre, or acre. It's 1 acre. I should know my own property boundaries. So yes, thank you so much for being here
so much more
tonight.
than that. The vision and the mission and the commitment that your family has made and is remarkable, and it's to be commended.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Thanks.
Thank you for being here tonight.
Carry on.
All right. So we thought after I wanted to say I pulled up the laptop here so I could see some of your comments right now. So if you're on YouTube right now, I can see what you're saying. So if anybody has any questions right now about what we're doing here, now would be a good time to ask, and I could answer them whilst playing some background music. I see some of our beautiful, beautiful fans there. Hi, Deborah and Augie and Heather and Tracy and all of these wonderful people that have been watching this live stream all along. Is something happening up there? Oh, okay.
Gracie just came up because she wanted me to, right now, create a YouTube account for her so she could comment as well.
Oh, okay. Well, we just had a request to put the GoFundMe QR code on the screen again.
I can do that.
So this is a really cool thing, and a really cool thing from a technological standpoint is that you can just walk up. If you're watching this on a device other than your phone, you can just pull up the camera on your phone and just focus it on that QR code, and it will take you to right to the GoFundMe page where we're doing our fundraising tonight, and that's really. Hi, Maureen. It's so nice to have you here. Tracy, Tracy actually was one of our first donations here today. And I tell you, I just, me, you guys know me. You've watched enough of this show to know that I just weep at this stuff. And I just wanted to take a minute too to talk about, that little video that we showed of, so that what that video was, it was the first time that was maybe.
Yep. It was December 27th, 2013.
December 27th, 2013. It was the first time we all walked in this building together.
Yeah.
And saw it. And that was Grace. And I thought, you know what? Gracie's reaction there it summed it up better than I could. I couldn't say it that well. And, she was 4.
Yeah.
And I just thought, because the heart of what we're trying to do here and what this was about more than just a musician wanting to have a place to play. It was about something that we could be just passionate about. And I listened to that sweet 4-year-old's voice, and it's all there, And it was, as a father, to sort of see that reflected in your child's eyes is really something.
Yeah.
So,
A couple people. Oh, go ahead. Finish.
Given the excitement, so Field of Dreams is one of my favorite movies in the world. And since they just played that Field of Dreams game, and everybody saw Kevin Costner and the baseball players walk out of the field the other day, and I'm weeping. Then we watched as a family. We watched Field of Dreams as a family. I can't get through it. I cannot get through that movie. You want to have a catch? Nope. Nope. I can't. So I was like, I just told Carrie, I said, just for the heck of it, because that's what this is. This building is sitting in the middle of a cornfield in Churchville right now. I said, just for the heck of it, let's put the Field of Dreams score underneath that video. And I tell you what, it lined up.
I know, it was perfect.
I couldn't eat. Yeah. We just were like, well, this is the thing, because, and it was exactly what it was supposed to be. And Gracie's last little line in that,
Yeah.
this could be our playhouse. And it was just the perfect, just the innocence of a child, but also like, the whole out of the mouths of babes thing, where there's like a river of depth under that statement. And I tell you what, I know you guys are out there sort of feeling, we're all feeling a little goofy right now. I mean, the world is a little off kilter. And I thought, well, for lack of knowing what we should do in every possible regard and how do we get our firm footing again, I just thought, well, let's just create light, the light of God. Let's just create it and try our best to make it shine as bright and as far as we can. These tools that we have at our disposal, this technology. I mean, this is a live broadcast right now with videos and just different segments and stuff. We could have never done this before. Yeah. I mean, even if the technology existed, it would cost us $100,000 just to, just do it in the most basic way. And now we're able to do this. So this building is going to be, we want this to be Lighthouse Central, and the programming that we plan on doing is really, so I'm sorry, I'm neglecting some of
So there is a couple of requests or questions about your idea of putting the plates, like memorial plates or something like that, on the Samsonites.
Yes.
As a way to raise funds.
So as many of you know, I wish I had a camera that I could train on it right now. We have our wall of Samsonite suitcases here. It was just an idea, but I don't know if it's getting some people want to do it.
There's some interest out there, and we didn't have a chance to, just in the past week or so that that kind of came up. We haven't really had a chance to organize such a thing, but we love the idea, and so I don't know. I mean, I can't say for sure, but.
Well, the idea was that we would get little brass nameplates for each one of these pieces of luggage. There's about 67 pieces on that wall. So originally my thought was like, well, what do you got to divide by 60? 67 goes into what in order to reach our goal? We'll divide it that way and then do it that way. And then everybody would always have a lifetime place here in this barn with a brass nameplate on one of these suitcases. So if this is something that the audience would like us to pursue, then I think we will. It's going to take us a little time to organize it, though, so we could be back to you by next Wednesday's show and tell you what we're going to do.
Next Wednesday, we're going to, we'll say one way or the other.
And what we can also do, if you're donating tonight, we can make, we could probably work out, like if you make a larger donation, which is what those would end up being, we could make it retroactive. We wouldn't stifle you out of the suitcase wall. But thank you so much. That means, the suitcases are perfect because that's that's our calling card right there.
Yeah. So. They want to hear a little bit more about the programs, and I know you're going to be talking about.
Yeah, that's coming up.
A few aspects of that. And also, are there going to be any volunteer opportunities here?
Well, that's really, there will be. We're starting to put that together. In fact, 3 of them, our board of directors is sitting here in the room, and this is something that we are going to have a meeting about and talk about the best way to put all of that together. I'll mention that again as we're going to move on a little bit here, and I'll talk about what One Hallelujah is actually about. The barn, this is the building that houses this. And it houses musical performance, and it is all of these things. And on the very entry level, being able to just take something that was falling down and about to be condemned and turn it into something like this and to do it as a community. That to me, on one level, is exciting. But now add to it, the interaction with the community in the space. The testimony that the space is, and then the idea that it would now be the home of One Hallelujah, which is our nonprofit 501c3 charity. I like to say that because it makes me feel cool, because it took 11 months for them to say those words to us.
Yep.
That we would be a tax-exempt organization. We could actually do this Right. By the way, all of your donations are tax deductible.
Yes.
Because we are a designated charity. But the idea of One Hallelujah, is it time for me to do that because your screen is in my way? I can't see the words.
Is that,
There.
oh,
Oh, okay. Well, I'm supposed to sing now.
that is what you do.
What's that?
I said that is what you do.
I know. Okay, so I will be talking about some of that a little bit more. Hey, Nikki, how you doing? Thank you so much for watching. Nikki is one of our just wonderful friends of the program. Nikki's 23 years old, and we were able to, through One Hallelujah, through your donations, we were able to get Nikki a guitar to play. That's helpful with some of the struggles he's had. Nikki suffers from debilitating seizures that are really, really rough on him.
Yeah.
And music is just a wonderful healing tool. And so we were able to get him a guitar. And recently, I wish we had those pictures. We forgot to put those up. Nikki and I, we had a great time. We sat on the edge of the stage playing. And yeah, man, just a lot of wonderful stuff. But Nikki, I'm so glad you're watching. The show wouldn't be the same without you. Looks like the crowd is in favor of the nameplate on the suitcase thing.
It seems, yeah.
I love the idea of that because that means that she can never, my wife, make me get rid of them. They're here forever.
That's true.
Help me.
Save the suitcases.
Save the suitcases. We should have just turned it into that. Save the suitcases. I'm going to play you a song here because this song is special to me. I wrote this song, and I wrote this song about a lot of things, and there were a lot of reasons it happened. I tell a very silly story about Carrie wanting me to write a song with a lot of words in it, and me writing this song out of spite, stuffing as many words into a song as I could possibly do. And there's lots of silly stories. But the message of the song was interesting because at the time I was street performing in Los Angeles, California, and I would leave my house every day with not enough money to pay rent, to pay our bills, to do any of the things we needed to do. And I would put my guitar and an amplifier in my car. I would drive to the Santa Monica Promenade, and I would stand there and sing until we were able to pay our bills. And despite, the occasional complaint, I was always so grateful that God gave me a thing that I could do that would allow me to make something out of nothing in a moment. I could go there with an empty suitcase and come home with enough money to take care of my family. And so that's sort of the structure of this song. And it's called Out of Nothing. A man sings in the street, washing crazy, crazy. Start to notice nothing in this town. Not only do they scream, they take time to write it down. Concrete perfume gives rise to music loud. And what do they need to hear to? What do they need to see through you? Smile a little, talk a little, dream a little, walk a little, give a little, take a little, live a little, make a little out of nothing. Sing a little, play a little, cry a little, fake a little, write a little, tune a little, have a little, make a little, something out of nothing. You got to make it out of nothing. Baby girl sits down, just south of 8 years old. What is the last song that you played really fast, she asks. I'm still getting on my sleeve. No, baby, I don't remember. Okay, could you just play some Johnny Cash? What do they need to hear to? What do they need to see through you? What do you gotta do? Smile a little, talk a little, dream a little, walk a little, give a little, take a little, live a little, make a little out of nothing. Sing a little, play a little, cry a little, fake a little, write a little, tune a little, have a little, make a little, something out of nothing. You got to make it out of nothing.
song can break your heart. A song can save your heart. Yeah. Smile a little, talk a little, dream a little, walk a little, give a little, take a little, have a little, make a little, little out of nothing. Sing a little, play a little, cry a little, fake a little, write a little, tune a little, have a little, make a little, something out of nothing. You got to make it out of nothing. Whoa. So smile a little, talk a little, dream a little, walk a little, give a little, take a little, live a little, make a little, little out of nothing. Sing a little, play a little, cry a little, fake a little, write a little, tune a little, have a little, make a little, something out of nothing. You got to make it out of nothing. Whoa. Thank you. So as you can see, we're going, this is not like our standard 1 hour broadcast. We're going a bit long tonight, but stick with us. It means so much to us, and we have some more information to share with you. So next I'm going to introduce my friend Jerry Falzone. He is a wonderful friend and songwriter from here in the Rochester, New York area. He's trying to figure out how to unmute the microphone right now.
Didn't work.
Yeah, let me see.
Thought I had that.
Come on. Man, you know, these things. Of course, it's not. See, you turned it off. No, you turned it off, I think. There we go. Okay, so Jerry is just a good friend and just a wonderful supporter of what I've done since the very beginning here. You know, I was overseas playing music for a long time, and then I came back and I realized I didn't even have a fan base here anymore. I didn't have really anybody to sing to, and so Jerry sort of helped me get some people to. My hair is doing something weird. It's driving me crazy. I can't figure out which direction.
It's good.
I can't figure out which direction.
Look to it.
It's got wait, but I didn't. Is it which direction is it supposed to go? I feel like I've made some errors here. Let's just there we go. Anyway, so that's the problem with having a monitor right in front of me. So yeah, so you know, when it came time to put together a board of directors, because you know when you create a charity, you have to put together a board of directors, and I thought, well, so we need 3 people, you know, to you know, Carrie, myself. We needed a couple of other people. You know, Mark is functioning in his advisory capacity, and so I wanted 2 people that had a totally different skill set than any one of us who was already sort of around and talking. And Jerry is he just has a wonderful. He brings a lot to the table here for what we do, and. In addition to just being a great friend. So I just wanted to, again, sort of ask the same question so that you could express to the audience why you decided you wanted to get involved with, you know, with me, but also with One Hallelujah.
Well, the first thing for me when it comes to an artist is heart. And it's not just the heart of the artist, it's the ability to be able to go into somebody else's body and touch that heart and bring out a really, really wonderful spirit. And I remember the very first time that I played with you, I had no idea what you sounded like. You know, we just brought you in blindly, and I was told that, yeah, he's a pretty good singer. And my jaw dropped when I first heard you open your mouth to sing something. But then the second thing was I looked around at a fairly good-sized crowd, and I just saw how people reacted to not so much to what you were singing, but to who you were, and how it grabbed them, not just their attention, but grabbed them by the heart. And that's a really difficult thing to be able to accomplish with any artist. I mean, that is the true sense of art. And you know, I've been a fan ever since that first night, as well as a friend. So it's been a very cool thing.
Yeah,
Being
friends
able
a long
to be
time.
involved in this has just been a great thing.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for your friendship and so grateful for for your advice and your counsel. I mean, how many times have I called you and said, Jerry, I don't know what to do here. What
3
do
o'clock
I
in
do?
the morning was a bit much, but
Yes. Yeah, I'm just so grateful that you're part of our team here and part of the family of One Hallelujah. And that's really what we're trying to create here. Just so you know, if you're watching, if you've been to a show here at the barn, or you've seen what we were able to do just in that sense, I hope that you would understand that, if you walk through that door, we love you and your family. And that was always our benchmark. When Carrie and I would sit down and we'd say, okay, well, how do we want shows to look? What do we want them to be? What's the content? As much as we could go back and forth on the specifics of it, the goal was always, when you walk back out of that door and you go to your car, that you felt like you were just sort of in a big old hug for however long you were in here. And just know that, because at the end of the day, we could all do things. Musicians, they get up and they do things for ego reasons. We're musicians. You want people to like you and think what you do is good. But at the end of the day, if it's just for you, it doesn't really work. And so for me, I just love the idea of thinking of music as a service. And you've always done that. All these programs you've done throughout Rochester. I mean, Jerry, for many of you, if you don't know, I mean, Jerry is a member of the board of directors for the Rochester Music Hall of Fame. He's put together countless music series here in Rochester, the Lakeshore series, which is the one that I got invited to and where we became friends. So he's just a wealth of knowledge in helping us make this thing a little bit bigger and brighter. And I'm so grateful for your friendship. And I'm not addressing those sweet words you said to me because I will get emotional.
You'll weep.
We don't want them to see that. So, all right, well, thank you so much for being here tonight, Jerry. I love you, man.
Me too.
So I want to tell everybody again, so One Hallelujah, just so you know, the idea of One Hallelujah is to use music as a tool for healing and connection whenever and wherever you can. Because we called it One Hallelujah because I felt like in life, we're all given one special gift, whatever that might be. For me, it was music. So I thought, well, if I'm going to have a life of service, then I have to figure out how to use music to serve rather than to gratify myself. And so it was about coming up with that. I want to show you a video now. This video is my dear friend Megan was supposed to be here tonight, but she got a little stomach bug. And the whole family did. But she's going to tell you a little bit of her story here now.
Hello and good evening. First and foremost, I am not a social media guru, hence this video is probably not going to be amazing, but it's my best shot. So I want to first say too that I'm so sorry I couldn't be there in person. I was hoping to be there and be part of tonight with you, Chris, and I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, a little bug going around in our household. But it was so important for me to be able to still share a little bit about how important the barn is to me and to my family. So I guess I'm gonna give you a quick version of kind of a sweet story that Chris and I have talked about several times. So some of you might know this, some of you might not. I have a son who was born extremely early, and because of that had a lot of medical and some developmental impact on his life. So he is now 8 years old and the love of my life, of course, and he has cerebral palsy, and he has a form of cerebral palsy called dystonia. And what that basically means is that his muscles can get very rigid. He can get very, very tight. He doesn't always have the same tone, is kind of the word that medical professionals use, is like the tone in your body is not fluid like yours and mine would be. So his tends to be a little bit tighter. And this can cause a lot of discomfort for him. And once he's kind of uncomfortable, it sort of kind of trickles from there. So I tell you that because something that Chase has absolutely found to be a remedy for some of that has been music, specifically Chris Wilson music. He absolutely loves John Denver. I know, I trained him well at a young age. And so specifically, he also likes when Chris Wilson sings John Denver. So this was probably a few months before COVID hit. Chris had a showing at the barn, and he was doing a John Denver show. And I said to him, hey, would you mind if I brought Chase with me? I know that he might, you know, he's young, you know, I don't want it to disturb some of the folks that are coming to enjoy the show, but we'll kind of sit in the back. Hopefully he won't be, you know, rowdy or whatever. And I said, I just know he really loves John Denver. He loves when you do it. Of course, Chris said, yes, of course you can bring him. So we came, wheelchair and all. We sat in the back, and I remember Chris started to play, and Chase got very excited. And that can sometimes cause his muscles to get, you know, a little bit tighter because he was excited. And I thought, you know what, that's okay. We're just gonna kind of sit here and enjoy this. And I kept having to move him from his wheelchair to my lap, back to the wheelchair, just to try to find a spot where he was comfortable. And what's amazing is, as Chris continued to play and he went from song to the next song, you could feel physically Chase's whole body just kind of start to calm itself down. You could feel him relax into my arms. I put him on my lap. Of course, Chris sang Annie's song, which is hands down his favorite. And I remember holding him, just crying and thinking, I'll remember this moment forever, because there's so infrequent times when he is actually just calm and relaxed and loving what we were doing. His eyes were glued onto Chris. He never moved them. He would smile. He would use some vocalizations, almost like singing with Chris. And I remember telling Chris that story afterwards. Of course, he and I both were sobbing about it, because it was just the most beautiful, peaceful moment. And it was an hour maybe that I said to him, I will remember and treasure for the rest of my life. Just watching how his music impacted my son in a way that nothing else could. Medications couldn't, other things that we've tried can't do what that beautiful music was able to do for him. And just to sit there and enjoy that time with him is something I will remember for the rest of my life and carry with me. I can still see it so vividly, and it was just amazing. And I could tell you probably a million stories of similar situations with Chris's music, as I'm sure probably hundreds of you have similar stories of impact of what Chris and the barn have done for your life. And this is just one tiny little snippet, but it's something that I will treasure forever, and I want to support what Chris and Carrie are doing there and the impact that they make on other people's lives. So thank you, Chris and Carrie and Gracie and Emmy, just for being obedient and following what you thought was supposed to be, because the impact will be lifelong for us. And we love you so, so much. Again, I wish I could be there in person, but the Ailes family is sending their love to you and support, and thank you for all you do. Love you.
Stop it. Megan is just, she is one of our inspirations. She's one of the reasons, again, that's talk about the one hallelujah story. I mean, her infectious enthusiasm and her love for that boy of hers, and the way that she takes care of him, and I'm sure she has days where it backs up on her, the amount of stuff that she has to do and contend with and deal with. And she always, that person that you just saw in that video, she is bright and kind and thoughtful and cheerful. And she was literally throwing up for 3 days and still made that video for us to play tonight and said all of those amazing things. So we just love you, Megan and Chase and Jason. Your family is one of the inspirations for One Hallelujah. One of the real big inspirations for One Hallelujah as well is, I'm going to tell you about now, is I had the chance to be part of a story that I wasn't expecting. I was invited to sing for a friend of mine who was losing a very long and courageous battle with cancer. And I was sort of accepted into a very intimate family moment where it was just her family and me. And I was singing for my friend Teresa, who was, again, just smiling and just a light right up until the very end. In fact, her last name is Light. And I watched her husband, Peter, at the time, who I didn't know very well. I didn't know Teresa very well either at this point. I mean, if you've watched some of the previous shows, I could tell a little bit, you can hear a little bit more of that story. I wish I could go into more of it tonight. But suffice to say, I was asked to be part of a situation to use music for a little bit of healing and calm in a time of great distress. And I thought, well, because I always feel really useless in those moments. Like the last person you go running to find in a crisis is the singer. So I thought, but I just sort of went back to that One Hallelujah premise, like, well, whatever it is, whatever the thing that you do, just offer it to the situation, and maybe God can use it for his purposes. And I think he did in this situation, because it changed my life and it made me want to really focus on music to serve. And so we named this portion of One Hallelujah Teresa's Song, and it's going to be a music care program. And it's similar to Megan talking about Chase. It's just getting involved in where music can do something. Music can find its way into to places that other things can't. But I wrote this song because I watched Teresa's husband, Peter, take care of her so beautifully in those final days and weeks. And I got a little presumptuous, and I sort of tried to step behind his eyes and write a song from his perspective, which is, I guess, awfully bold to do, but I just felt like I could see I felt like that was sort of the best way to tell that story, was from behind his eyes, and I wrote this song, and it's called That Way Goes, but it's otherwise titled as Teresa's Song. Tearing through the days, wandering through the ways I love her, blinded by a smile that tells a story all the while she is waking. Torn up sheets of time, I clutch them hard, but every sigh keeps them blowing northward toward the sun, just dancing one by one by one. And something beautiful this way comes, and something sad that way goes. And something sad this way comes, and something beautiful that way goes. It used to be the air was just a breeze blowing through your hair every morning. The laugh lit up the day, leaving
ending the night, no other way but to go. Now each and every choice is just a choir of angry voices singing softly. My head knows every part, just sing them one by one by one. And something beautiful this way comes, and something sad that way goes. But don't worry, something sad this way comes, and something beautiful that way goes. That way goes, this way comes, and that way goes. Tearing through the days, wandering through the ways I love her, with echoes of a smile that told a story all the while she was waking. Now I hit the floor a little different than before, but I can feel you. The echo of our days, just take them one by one by one. And something beautiful this way comes, and something sad that way goes. But don't worry, when something sad this way comes, and something beautiful, something beautiful that way goes.
That song will ever be forever in honor of the beautiful Teresa Light, and that portion of One Hallelujah is named after her. It is we're calling that particular pillar of One Hallelujah Teresa's song, and it's going to be a music care program, and that's still sort of sussing out the different ways we could do it. But during the pandemic, we were able to do certain things. Like, I would get a call sometimes that somebody was passing away, and that was at the time in the nursing homes when you couldn't even go in, and I sort of showed up on call, and I sang Amazing Grace and How Great Thou Art outside of this lovely woman's window as she was making her transition. And I thought, how lucky am I to be able to have a thing to do in that situation? Because we all feel so helpless so often when it comes to making any kind of a difference in the world. And I was one of those people. I was like, well, what can I do? I'm a goofy singer guy with the guitar. I have nothing to offer other than distraction, maybe. And God just turned that around in me, and He said, no. And I want to just say that for all of you out there too, because we all have that one hallelujah. You have it too. And what do we do with that? But I want to introduce my dear friend, the other member of our board here, my dear friend Alex Lyon. We've known each other. We've gone to the same church together and met a few years ago. And he has also just been another one of those people who has a completely different skill set than I do, and one that he's just a treasured friend and advisor, and so I welcome Alex. I'm glad you are here tonight to share in our little thing here. I just sort of gonna give you the same question, like, what was it that made you, when I said, hey, do you want to be part of what we're doing over here, what made you say yes?
Well, first, I'm honored even to be invited tonight and to be a part of this, but I want to go back just a little before that.
Okay.
So, like many people watching, I first became aware of Chris because I was somewhere and I heard this singer in the background. And, I'm hanging out with my friends and I thought, dang, that guy's pretty good, And I kind of looked back and then he did another song and I'm thinking, hold on a second, like, who is this guy? Because a lot of times you go out and you see music and there's a band or somebody playing. And I used to, be a professional musician. And so it's rare that someone really stands out. And so I introduced myself and then I saw you play another 6 months later somewhere sort of spontaneously and introduced myself again. And you were always so humble and down to earth. And I thought, this guy's all right. So then we just kept, started going to the same church and kept seeing him and telling you how much I admired you, and how talented I thought you were. And then you said, you got to come down to the barn. It was just finishing. You were just putting like the last boards up. And I don't think I was at the first live show at the barn, but I was within the first couple of live shows. And I just walked in to this place, and it really, if you've ever been here or watched any of the live, it's just overwhelmingly beautiful. It's like I told my wife, I said, that's like a 5-star hotel, but for a place to hear some music, And I was just so impressed with the excellence and the quality of what you bring into the world. And so that's how I first got involved and why I got on board in the first place. And I've done a lot of thinking since I met you and since coming here about what is it that attracts us to the barn and to your persona in terms of the one who's the spokesperson for this one Hallelujah. And I think it's beauty. I think that's what it is. It's, the world is so hard for so many people. And even though right now it's really obviously hard for society, even before the pandemic, at an individual level, everybody's hurting, everyone's struggling. So many people are going through things. And you bring that beauty and that inspiration into every person that's ever been here and also people watching. So I just really appreciate all of that. And I was honored to be asked to be on the board. And
I don't know what to say to these things.
Yeah, I know that it's very hard. A little uncomfortable. It's a little uncomfortable. Like, oh, geez, thanks. But that's what I love about you. You're so down to earth and so humble. And so I'm just proud to be a part of it. Proud to be a donor. And I'm just so impressed by everything that you put your hand to and how it blesses everybody that's a part of it.
Alex, he has like one of the most successful YouTube channels that I'm aware of. He's got, well over 100,000 subscribers on his channel. He has been. I think you're not currently the department chair of the communications department at SUNY Brockport, but you recently were.
I just finished that.
Finished up that, but he's a tenured professor of communications at SUNY Brockport. And again, for us, it was like, I'm the dreamer, and I always need, and Alex is a dreamer too.
I'm a big dreamer. That's true.
But you're a little bit more, you make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, and that's something that I'm always like, what?
Yeah.
And and because again, One Hallelujah couldn't be about just a way for me to, find various things to do. It was about really doing some good and bringing together a group of people that could accomplish some fairly lofty goals,
Right.
And I think our little group here, I think, can do that. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful for you. This is a wonderful guy. And I mean, Carrie, I can speak for the both of us here to say that I mean, how blessed are we to be surrounded with the community we're surrounded with?
Super blessed.
It's amazing. And I mean, I'm looking at these comments and I'm looking at all of these people who have been part of what we're doing here, and I see no dividing line that would make any of you
That's right.
any less than
and that's
family.
what I think you do, and what your vision, it brings people together around something that's inside of us, that goes deeper into who we are, and it touches that part of us. And so, in terms of just me, I'm on the advisory board, so can I just make a pitch here to viewers
Sure.
in terms of donating? Like Chris has literally put everything he has. I don't know if you're tuning in earlier, but he's selling his home to go all in on this, and it's real needs that on the exterior of the interior of the building looks amazing. You've done, I mean, a lot of that was blood, sweat, and tears, I know, but the exterior is not something that you could do. You have to get it sided. We need to rebuild the back deck. We need to do a lot of things to get this place up to the level where we can do even more here, and more artists, more music, more wonderful
more
content,
artists, like more
inspirational content.
Yes.
And so these are real needs. This isn't just like you were saying earlier. It's not about ego. It's about bringing more people into this and doing even more of it. And the vision is bigger than one person. You cannot do this on there. This is not a one person vision.
No, it's not. And the times that were sad here, like when I would have the real solitary moments here, where I was on my hands and knees, just like pulling up floorboards and just whatever, it became such a different thing. And I wish I could say tonight, I wish I could name by name every person who has put a little piece of their heart in this space, in what we do, in what we dream to do. I just couldn't, I can't even, and in all kinds of different ways. And if you go back and watch my live stream shows, we've done 130, 140 live stream shows. I tell at least a couple of stories every night. I've told these stories throughout. I wish I could get them all in tonight. I wish I could name all of these people. But just know that there isn't a person that's going to donate to this today that isn't going to occupy a little space in my heart and our hearts. We take it so seriously that people would take, that you would invest in us in this way. It's something that I'm at a loss.
You are at a loss, but I tell you, every time we get together, you have stories about the generosity of people who have donated and helped the cause. Like one of the first things out of your mouth in almost every conversation is, you'll never believe what happened. This person reached out and we needed this support, and all of a sudden, this person gave the exact amount, sometimes to the dollar. The stories are just amazing. And I'm just proud and honored and inspired to be a part of it.
I love you, man.
I love you too.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. All right. Well, I've got just a little. I figured, this has become the unofficial theme song of this little thing, our little live stream thing that we do here. We get requested. Originally in my early days of playing, every time I played anywhere, people would ask me to play Hallelujah over and over and over and over and over again. And now this is the one. This is the one that everybody always asks for. Just before I play this song, so I just want to go over right now. So after the show, GoFundMe is where we're doing this. The name of it is officially Restoring the Barn and Funding One Hallelujah. There's various ways on YouTube right now to go directly there. We're going to put a QR code up on the screen while I'm singing this next song. And the graphics. Nice. By the way, there aren't enough words about I'm yapping all night. There aren't enough words to acknowledge what Carrie does to put all of this stuff together. I was just saying to the people in the room before we went live, Carrie went to the bathroom and she stepped out of the room for a second. I said, if she wasn't here, I would just tell everybody to go home, because we wouldn't have been able, none of the show that you saw tonight would be able to happen without you. I love you so much.
I love you too. Thank you.
So much. I can't even. So Once again, all you have to do with your phone, if you have a phone available or an iPad, you just have to just bring it up to the screen and go. It'll take you. We chose GoFundMe. You know, people have different thoughts about GoFundMe, but it seemed like it was the best way to sort of cross all platforms and just be able to raise the money all in one place, and so that you could see it happening, you could watch it happening, you could be part of it. You could know what was happening. You could give us a little message. And once again, anybody who donates tonight will be entered in a raffle for a guitar, courtesy of Stutzman's Guitar Center. We're going to tell you who the winner of that guitar is on next Wednesday. This fundraiser is going to last all week long, from Wednesday to Wednesday. You know, thank you so much for helping us kick off tonight. I'm humbled in ways that I don't articulate very well. But this song sort of says what's in my heart right now. The Father has a plan, though it's hard to see it now. You feel you're walking all alone, but He's there, no doubt. And when the storm around you rages, and you're tossed to and fro, when you're faced with life's decisions, you're not sure which way to go, stand still and let God move. Standing still is hard to do when you feel you have reached the end and make a way for you. Stand still and let God move. When the enemy surrounds you and the walls are closing in, when the tide is swiftly rising and you wonder where He's been, friend, there never was a moment His arms weren't reaching out. You can rest assured and be secure, God's moving right now. So stand still and let God move. Standing still is hard to do. You feel you have reached the end and make a way for you. Stand still and let God move. Just stand still and let God move. Again, I'm so grateful to everybody who's tuned in tonight. Do me a favor, if this is something that meant something to you tonight, or if you've been part of the team in supporting all of this, if you've donated, share it with people. Let people know what we're doing. I think, you know, I don't always I tend to get insecure about different things, but I'm confident about this. I know we're supposed to be doing this. And I know it's supposed to be a community effort. And like I said, we're all in. We're selling our house. We're going to be moving right back in upstairs so that we can just sort of, like Mark Twain said, put all our eggs in one basket, which in an earthly way, you're always advised not to do that. But in a God way, it feels different. So Once again, there's just to remind everybody the different ways to donate. You can obviously GoFundMe is the main platform here. You can go there after the show if you haven't gone there already. Share it on Facebook. Share it with people who you think might be interested. You can go to our website, which is onehallelujah.org.
Yeah, actually, the GoFundMe is up on both websites. We got onehallelujah.org and chriswilson.us. We have the GoFundMe kind of embedded in both of those sites, so you can do that through that. You can also send a check and the address is right up on the screen there. That's perfectly fine and lovely. Yeah. And
I haven't been able to check what has come in, but I know that whatever it is, this is going to get us kicked off to be able to, like I said, we have that first most pressing need, so that we don't have any insurance, we can't let people back in here. So that is like the first need, and it's so important. I knew that, we were sort of, it was sort of an ambitious financial goal, but, I thought if it's right, then we'll just put it out there. If you feel in your heart that this is something that you want to be part of and you want to support, then you will. And if not, then that would be, I wouldn't want you to. So that is, that's going to do it for our show tonight. I want to leave you with one special thing other than to just wish you God's blessings. We're going to just end the show playing that little video of our first walk through this building again, because it's really the tone of this whole thing. And much love to everybody out there tonight. I hope you're having a great night, and you've helped us have a pretty great one too. So God bless you, and here's the video. Sometimes you just know you're supposed to do something. God gives you a little nudge and says, I got you, don't worry.
Up there. Yeah. I want her to go downstairs. I will not. I'm going to stay right with her. Yeah, but not Emmy. Wow, this is the fireplace. He do that? Wow, that's gonna be a fireplace.
Yeah.
Wow. Dada, what's up there take us? Up there.
That's gonna be where your bedroom is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will go look up there.
You want to go check it out?
Yeah, I will go check it out up there. That's the very top. I'm gonna be late.
Okay.
And wait. Look, that's gonna be our kitchen.
That's right.
And that's where we're gonna make our dinner food.
Hey, Gracie, look, I can see you from down here.
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
Hi. And we now it's a party. I think this is.
That's a big bathroom, isn't it?
Yeah. What is that taking?
Oh, these are where the bedrooms are.
Wow. As long as I don't get split. This is careful stairs. Can you hold my hand?
Sure.
But this is careful stairs. Wow. This is careful stairs.
Check it out. Well, everything's empty right now. Don't go back out. You don't have to hold her. It's safe up here.
Yeah, but we want everything to go downstairs.
Let me know.
Watching. I saw Emma. Oh, now hold Emmy.
Honey, don't worry.
This gonna be our bedroom playroom.
This big room.